What up, motherfucks? It's your boy once again, and it's been a long time since we've done one of these. NXT reviews, if you will. Now, the reason why we haven't done one is because NXT fucking sucks, alright? Let's call it like it is, you know? NXT is also the worst it's been in a long time, if not forever. And there's a few reasons why that is. None of which is bigger than the fact that Karrion Kross is the champion. But that's not the only thing wrong with NXT. For example, this persistent return of people from the main roster to NXT is not good. It really paints all these people as jobbers, motherfucks, as jobbers. Because it's never someone that was winning on the main roster and they come to NXT, right? It's never like Brock Lesnar is going to be an NXT superstar. You know, it's always like Finn Balor or Ember Moon or these jabrones that are just like losing every match in the main roster. And now all of a sudden, to become relevant again, they're back on NXT. And speaking of Ember Moon, their show opened up with Dakota Kai versus Ember Moon. Dakota Kai, I mean, you know, she was cool for a while in the sense that like she tried to reinvent herself. But let's be real. Her opportunity, her momentum is gone. She might have another chance. She might get a quick little push against Raquel Gonzalez, who also has had one of the worst title reigns in modern title reign history. But last week, the big news, motherfucks, big news. Tegan Nox is back. So, which means, of course, that in about 2 weeks, she'll have another career-threatening injury and will be on the shelf for 8 to 9 months. What the hell is so special about Tegan Nox? I can't believe this broad hasn't been fired yet. She's not good. All she does is, she's like Samoa Joe. All she does is she keeps getting injured and like comes back and I'm supposed to like be intimidated by her. I'm supposed to think she's like a badass, right? It's like, all right, I get it. Samoa Joe is like this athletic guy for his size, but why the hell would Karrion Kross be afraid of Samoa Joe? I mean, Adam Cole obviously should be terrified of him because Adam Cole is like, he's like a beta male compared to normal people, let alone wrestlers. But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, Tegan Nox beat a jabron. So the match was what you expected to be. The announcers kept talking about, like, what do they say? The Ember law? The law of Ember? I don't remember, right? It's some stupid shit. Ember Moon is a jobber. Nobody cares about her. She's never going to be good. She's never going to be over. So it doesn't matter, right? Next up in the background, backstage, I should say, there's an interview with the Diamond Mine. This was just stupid. Basically, whatever, the black guy, Stokely, whatever his name was back in the day, in ROH, Michael Bivens, Michael Bivens, he's out there and he pretty much says that the Diamond Mine is just there to make money, right? They're basically the Hurt Business. It's the same fucking shit. They're just called the Diamond Mine. Like, they don't care about anything other than making money. And they haven't explained why it's two jobbers, and the leader is Roderick Strong, who is like, he's a jobber in Undisputed Era. He's like their third guy. Now he's the number one guy, which really paints a picture about how good the Japanese guy is and how good Tyler Rust is. Tyler Rust, like, this guy has jobber written all over him. This guy will never be anything interesting because his fucking name is Tyler Rust, okay? Nobody cares about this guy. Backstage, for some reason, Bobby Fish is upset at this situation, right? So it's going to be Bobby Fish versus Tyler Rust. I mean, who the fuck cares, right? Like, does it really make any difference if Tyler Rust wins or loses here? Like, we know that eventually Diamond Mine is going to get 50-50 booking. They're not going to achieve anything. You know how I know this? Because Diamond Mine's, like, main goal is to be Cruiserweight Champion. Like, their main guy, his main goal is to be Cruiserweight Champion. I think that speaks volumes. It's like, if the goal of the main guy is to be Cruiserweight Champion, what hope is there for Tyler Rust? What is he going to be? Maybe he can go to, NXT UK and become like the Heritage Cup champion or whatever, you know? So this was really stupid. Tyler Rust wins. I mean, who cares? He does like a little kick. It doesn't really matter. Bobby Fish, I mean, I don't know, but Bobby Fish, he's Bobby Fish. I mean, what exactly do you expect, right? Next up, we have Gigi Dolan versus Saray. This was a waste of everyone's time. Saray is like in her 40s, I think. Gigi Dolan, there's nothing special about her. So it's like Saray is getting the rub here, but she's never going to be a star. She's too old to become a star now. She's being presented as if she's like, you know, a legend already, but the problem is nobody knows who she is. So who cares, you know? Like, a lot of people were expecting a lot from the Sarai Broad. Nothing happened. Then we have Santos Escobar versus Dexter Lumis. This is really, really dumb. I mean, I don't know. Like, I like Dexter Lumis. I knew he was going to lose here, but it is what it is. This whole Dexter Lumis Indy Hartwell thing is still going on. It really is like a soap opera. It's like there's been no development at all whatsoever. I mean, Dexter Lumis is awesome. This guy deserves better than to like jump to people like Santos Escobar, who has 205 Live written all over him. This guy, Santos Escobar, is cool, but he'll never be a star. Like, if they could make Andrade a star, there's absolutely no hope for Santos Escobar, who is smaller, less charismatic, less good looking, and like, I think older as well. So there's absolutely no reason why anyone would think that this guy is gonna be like a fucking, what's it called, star. So who gives a damn? You know, it says here in the article I'm reading, for the moment, it's Hit Row versus Legado del Fantasma. NXT has rarely had two stables this dangerous and ready to feud. What the fuck? What are you talking about? They had feuds between like Sanity and like AOP. You know what I mean? Who are presented as like fucking psychopaths, right? Hit Row is dangerous. Legado del Fantasma, it's like two fat guys and Joaquin Wilde. It's two fat guys and a guy named Papacito. Right, that's dangerous. And Hit Row is like on two fat guys, right? A guy with like weird straightened hair, like Diddy Drogba back in the day, and Shane Swerve. And their gimmick is they're shitty failed rappers who like have to come out and rap. Like, that was one of the worst parts of the show at the NXT Takeover. They came out to rap. I was like, what the? This is like atrocious, you know? Like, it's like you could tell that Isaiah Swerve Scott was one of those guys who was like athletic, but also thought he was a great rapper, and he wanted to go into wrestling, but he also wanted to be a rapper. He's like R-Truth. It's like they're shitty rappers. You know, like R-Truth is like great, but he's not a good rapper at all. You know? So Hit Row is like one of the worst things I've ever seen. They look like a parody of themselves. Like the fat guy on Hit Row, that guy is like an embarrassment. Like, he looks like an idiot. You know, he reminds me of Tensai when Tensai was tag teaming with Brodus Clay. Except at least Brodus Clay and Tensai are badasses. This guy looks like just like a fat dude. He looks like someone's bodyguard. But anyways, it is what it is. Hit Row is complete shit, you know? Like, their gimmick is garbage. The girl that hangs out with them is like weird looking. I don't know, she has this like weird look to her. She makes these weird facial expressions and she can't rap for shit. She doesn't even wrestle. The Ashanti the Adonis. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this guy, but they need to release this motherfucker immediately. Right? The fat guy, I already spoke about him. Isaiah Scott, he's alright. Like, he's obviously the best one in the group, but he's nothing special either, motherfuckers. We've seen a million of them. We're going to see a million more, you know? He's like every other cruiserweight jabron. But anyways, finally, we had the only match really worth looking forward to, and that is the NXT Breakout Tournament Round 1 opening match. We have a little program, and we see a little vignette on Ikemen Jiro, right? Ikemen Jiro, he's the king, or how did Beth Phoenix say it last week? He's like the king of handsome style. So you know how Japan has strong style, which is people like Nakamura kicking the shit out of each other for no reason, right? Apparently, they also have something called handsome style, which apparently means generic moveset, because in the match, Ikemen Jiro didn't do anything impressive at all. There's absolutely nothing to be excited about when it comes to this guy. His entire gimmick is that he's supposed to be this handsome guy, right? And that's it. He's a handsome guy. And his name means handsome in Japanese, right? And he's like, I'm here to kick butt. And it was evident from the beginning that the other guy, Duke Hudson, was going to get the rub. Now, I have a problem with Duke Hudson, and here's the problem. Wade Barrett said that Duke Hudson reminds him a lot of himself, and it's hard to deny the comparisons. They're both jobbers that wear tights, and they're big and strong looking. But in my opinion, Duke Hudson reminds me of a mix of Wade Barrett, especially after he did the Winds of Change as his finisher when he beat Ikemen Jiro. But he also reminds me, motherfucks, of Alex Riley, because his vignette was literally the Alex Riley vignette, where he basically said, like, you might as well call this, you know, the Duke Hudson tournament and give me the title because it's me and 7 losers. And Alex Riley said the exact same thing. He was like, season 2 of NXT, you might as well call it Alex Riley and the 7 dorks. And it didn't work then, and it's not going to work now, motherfucks. Alex Riley was 50 times better than Duke Hudson, which I did like Duke Hudson in some ways. Like, he's like this big, strong guy. For some reason, I think it's because of like his face. like the way his face looks, they have to give him this like, oh, he's like savvy and cunning gimmick, because he has this like kind of like heelish face, and it's like, why does he have to be savvy and cunning? He's a big motherfucker, you know? Also, he's supposed to be 6'5". When they introduced everybody last week, they had him standing next to a guy who was supposed to be 6'9", and he was taller than the guy that was 6'9". So how fucking tall is a 6'9" guy? 6'2"? You know, come on, man. Stop lying about this bullshit. So anyways, the match happens. Hudson wins. No one cares. I mean, Hudson is Brendan Vink. It says here. Holy shit. Hudson is Brendan Vink, motherfuckers. Remember when Brendan Vink was on Raw? Oh, that's pretty cool. He's Brendan Vink. All right, so now we know for a fact this guy has no future ahead of him because they had Brendan Vink and like he won one match and then that's it. So who cares? Then we have Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro versus the Robert Stone brand. This was a waste of everyone's time. Aaliyah leaves the stable. Frankie Monet joins. And Mandy Rose, motherfuckers. Mandy Rose is there. And she is like part of NXT once again. Bronson Reed gets into a little feud with Adam Cole. This was a waste of everyone's time. Adam Cole came out to cut a promo. I don't know why this asshole keeps cutting promos. He's not saying anything, right? And then, meanwhile, in the back, we had a thing with Cuck O'Reilly. And Cuck O'Reilly was saying, oh, like, he lost to Adam Cole, but he's still good enough. It was completely meaningless. Basically, he was like, I lost to Adam Cole, but I'll bounce back. Like, who gives a shit? Nobody cares about you, Cuck O'Reilly. Nobody cares. Finally, we have the match that nobody gives a damn about. Karrion Cuck versus Johnny Gargano with special guest referee Samoa Joe. It was very, very obvious where this was going. I mean, come on. Like, obviously, the feud here is Karrion Kross versus Samoa Joe. Johnny Gargano is the placeholder. He's the cuck. Karrion Kross is going to beat Samoa Joe eventually with a straight jacket. He's going to make him pass out, or whatever, this cross jacket, whatever the fuck it's called. He's going to make him pass out, and they're going to attempt to have this passing of the torch moment. Except here's the problem, motherfuckers. There's no torch to pass. Samoa Joe never had the torch. He's a fat jobber. Nobody cares about him, right? Gargano is what he is. You know, like, I mean, he's not great, but considering his limitations and his size, he's pretty good at what he does. I gotta give him props. I mean, he's not believable at all. He's like one of the smallest guys in all of wrestling, right? He's like right there with Darby Allin, in my opinion. You know, like, he should be like in the bantamweight division, but whatever, it is what it is. You know, he had to have his thing. He hit the one final beat. The article here says that he made the fans believe it all when he hit the final beat. But when I watched it last night, I didn't think he had any chance. Of course, Karrion Kross is going to kick out of the one final beat, which is basically a DDT. I don't know why this DDT is better than other DDTs, because people do like tilt-a-whirl DDTs, tornado DDTs, but for some reason, jumping over the rope and then DDTing someone is a finisher. Who knows? Who cares? He obviously lost. Karrion Kross put the cross jacket on Joe. Nobody was shocked, and if anyone says they were, they must be new to wrestling, all right? Just the fact that Samoa Joe was there obviously meant that Karrion Kross was going to attack Samoa Joe, because Samoa Joe is not going to be there to protect Karrion Kross from Johnny Gargano. That's ridiculous. Obviously, he's going to be there to stop Karrion Kross, who's a psychopath, basically, from destroying Johnny Gargano. Now, before I go, I just want to say one thing, motherfucks. Karrion Kross is by far the worst NXT champion of all time. I mean, like, unless you count Sami Zayn, who was champion for like a week. But other than that, Karrion Kross is atrocious. Like, there's nothing good about this guy. His finishers are garbage. His other moves are garbage. He has no personality at all. Like, I'm sick of people singing this guy's praises just because he's big. Like Brendan Vink, or whatever the fuck is Duke Hudson. Duke Hudson is bigger and stronger than Karrion Kross. Like, if you told me, Hater, who do you think is going to win the fight? Duke Hudson, a.k.a. Brendan Vink, or Karrion Kross? I'd be like, Brendan Vink, obviously, man. I might even take Ikemen Jiro over Karrion Kross. Just kidding, of course. But, like, Karrion Kross is not, like, that big and that strong to have this crazy guy gimmick. I understand it's NXT, and the average height is about 5'1", and it's only that high because people like Brendan Vink bring it up now, you know? The average height, if you exclude Brendan Vink, is about 4'9", I should say, motherfucks. So there's nothing impressive going on here, but the facts are what the facts are. All right? Karrion Kross has none whatsoever, no personality whatsoever. He's just angry guy. It's unclear what his gimmick is still. One time he comes out and Scarlett Bordeaux is singing like a lunatic. Then the other time you see him backstage, he's hitting a heavy back. a heavy bag like he's like an MMA fighter or a boxer. It's like, dude, what are you? Are you a creepy guy or are you a fighter, dude? Make up your fucking mind. And when he talks, like when he, first of all, the NXT fans have already like rejected him. And I know the anti-smarks are thinking, well, they rejected because he's not Johnny Gargano. No, in this case, the NXT fans are right. Like they're right to cheer Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole over fucking Karrion Kross, because Karrion Kross offers nothing. Now, I'm not saying that Adam Cole offers anything. Adam Cole also offers nothing. Adam Cole's just a guy. He's like a CM Punk, right? Except he's smaller. Like, he's just a guy who thinks he's like the best, and he's like, I'm the best. When I watch, they don't need to give me smoke and mirrors to give me over. Like, shut up. They don't need to do that because you've been over by the fact that you're a nerd beard and you have your nerd beard fans. That's it. It's not like he would organically get over. Like, if you took Karrion Kross and like Hulk Hogan and Adam Cole and you presented them to people that have never watched wrestling before and don't know who these guys are, everyone would like Hulk Hogan and nobody would like these two other guys. That's what would happen, cucks. So there you go. Karrion Kross has really held back NXT. People like Raquel Gonzalez, who's basically a female Karrion Kross. Like, ask yourself this. If you think Karrion Kross is great, what's the difference between Karrion Kross and Raquel Gonzalez? Like, what's the difference? What is the difference? You know, obviously one's a girl and one's a guy, and one has a tag team partner and one has a manager. But what is the difference in their character? It's the same shit. They're just the biggest, strongest person right now, and therefore they're champion. They have no character. Finn Balor has no character. Undisputed Era never had a character. Adam Cole never had a character. So all of a sudden, as I think about it, Hit Row is starting to look very enticing. Even though Hit Row has a shit character, at least they have a character, you know what I'm saying? At least there's a gimmick there. They're like a bunch of rapper wannabes, I guess, you know? So there you have it, cucks. Karrion Kross. Fuck, I'm yawning like a mug. I'm tired as a bitch. You know, Karrion Kross is garbage. He's holding back NXT. Samoa Joe is ruining everything. Like, it doesn't matter. If Samoa Joe wrestles Karrion Kross, he's obviously going to lose. It's a waste of everyone's time. So, there you have it, cucks. I don't know where this Karrion Kross thing is going, but it's going like every other NXT championship reign. Eventually, someone will beat him, and that'll be it. It'll be meaningless because he'll end up in the main roster. Probably wrestling against Keith Lee when Keith Lee comes back. And then, no one wants to see that, so suck a fat one, NXT. Anyways, motherfucks, NXT was garbage. I give it a rating of, honestly, 4 out of 10. The only reason it's on a 1 out of 10 is because the Ika Manjiro Duke Hudson match, not because the match was great or anything like that, but just because the match involved 2 new guys. It's really that simple. It involved 2 new motherfuckers, and therefore, it's interesting. Ika Manjiro, guy's not good, motherfuckers. He's not good. With that being said, go fuck yourselves.